Hello YouTube. I'm gonna talk about movement and kiting a bit, and there's quite a few different ways of kiting. There's right ways and wrong ways, and situationally right and wrong ways. So, and there's also benefits and downsides to it. One big benefit about kiting is taking less damage, right? One big benefit, right? Negative aspect is that you also lose damage, okay? At least. There's a way of maximizing these things. Another negative thing about losing damage is that you're gaining also less breath. Really? Put it a bit close and I'll speak up a bit then. My bad. So, you might also have a lot of people telling you to unbind your S key and don't backpedal, but backpedaling might be a great thing whilst kiting. Plus just, you know, I'm gonna explain a bit further in a bit. And also moving in a bit of a circle is also a great thing if you have casters in your group, like a Frost Mage or a Elemental Shaman with like Earthquake. I'm just gonna show you real quick how if I would have to kite this pack ever in a Mythic Plus key, how I would do it and why, what the ups and downs are. So let's just do the normal pull. I'm just gonna pull it quick, nobody else is around, I don't have to worry about threat, and I'm kicking the wrong mob. So I'm just gonna stun them, stack them up, and then you can see now I'm taking about 15k, 18k, I got hit there, 1k. Just keeping my shield block up and not negating any damage in any other ways. It's about 20.5k damage that I'm taking. And this pack is a bit horrible to kite since there's two casters, but let's just consider we would be kiting and reducing some damage taken. You can see it is slowly going down. It should be at least. However, now we are... Well, now we're taking a lot of other things here as well. But the idea behind this is whenever you're moving backwards or just moving away from mobs, it would reduce the amount of attacks they're getting in on you for the time being. You're also yourself gonna lose some attacks, but that is why jumping can be a good thing, because that's gonna extend your thunderclap range, for example. However, I would not recommend kiting like, oh shit, gotta go, and just running unless you're about to die. About to die, that might be a good solution. In a pack like this, probably not, because it's just gonna be a bolt coming at you and you'll probably die unless you've got spell effect ready or unless you are lossing. However, steady kiting to keep uptimes of damage. No one really wants you to pop nitro boosts and run like this, because then they're not gonna have uptime on the mobs and they're gonna lose damage. But whilst kiting slowly and moving slowly and consistently, you can ensure uptime of your party members. I'm just gonna die here because I don't care. Then we're also gonna do something, talk about something else, such as like frontals, and I'm just gonna take this half shitty quality HOV video, and for example this pull is full of frontals. All the shield maidens are doing 2 frontals each, and they hurt as fuck, but you can easily outrange them by kiting, and as long as you don't get hit by many, you are more than fine. Also, this is pretty horrible because we are I'm dying in this pull, and as you can see, I'm also failing it. However, once you're comfortable and so forth, will not be an issue. Just keep on moving, and you move consistently, and also try to coordinate at least on a higher key where you're moving, because if I face them wrong, I might kill my rogue. They just keep on backpedaling, slowly moving, and then turning always away from that side. And if I'm taking too much damage, I usually take a big leap and jump away. Not big leap, but a full speed jump rather than just backpedaling. But otherwise, backpedaling is enough, and here I'm dead. I fuck up. Happens sometimes, right? This is an academy, and in academy we have 2 different things. Setting these up is one thing, and This is also a funny thing about Academy. You can tank them here and the whirlwind's not going to hit you. But rather than having them spread around, because you see they're automatically also going to move to the sides a bit and not be in front of you anymore. So that's why I'm slowly moving down. Just try to get them stacked and make sure that I am beneath them. And I move quickly past to pull that pack, but I'm chilling because there's a patrol there. And I also don't want them to go into my range necessarily, because my damage is whatever compared to theirs. And here I'm pulling this and turning my back, not get hit, and stacking them up again. Slow movement, trying to make it consistent and clean, and making it somewhat obvious which mobs are whirlwinding, and also trying to spread them slightly without spreading them too much. If they're 10 mobs stacked at one spot, that means if anyone stands in it, they're gonna be fucking dead, right? But if it's one, they might be able to take one hit and survive. Then we also have the Skitterflies and the Vile Lashers. And here I would generally just try to do a somewhat constant movement because there's a lot of mobs. And you also want to try to make sure to be the first one to pick them up. So I go from one side, charge into the next front, thunderclap, I revenge, I thunderclap again on CD. Then I pick up the Skitterflies. This is pretty fast movement from the start because we want it all stacked and we want the pull to start and for people to be able to pop CDs. Now I'm just in general going to be constantly moving to dodge. Dodge these things on the ground. And then again. Getting next one in. Also not trying to just move one direction, but trying to stay within range for ranged. And also if there's another melee, would say if there would be another melee, I would always, whenever they're dodging, if we're dodging to opposite sides, I would try to meet up in the middle with them. So they don't have to run around whilst dealing no damage and I'm dealing full damage. Rather I would deal full damage while still moving towards them so they can start dealing damage again sooner. That's one way. And then we also have Knockhood in the third boss area, where you basically constantly want to move away from the frontals, from the Ohunas. You can see I would start by, usually I would start by pulling the Ohunas first, which I might have done, I might not have done, I'm not sure. No, I didn't. Doing this pull here, this is a crazy pull by the way, I would not recommend doing that. Got more Ohunas in here. Alright, well, you want to position the frontals in one way, and also you want to dodge them yourself. So I would recommend staying facing away from the party whilst moving to the sides, whilst moving away from the death speaker, but never too far. Now I moved too short and they all get a buff, which is 20% damage done increased and reduced taken. But always look where you're facing. I mean, it's not too difficult to dodge things when everything is directed at you. However, dodging till things whilst trying to not put it on other people is the rough part, I would say, if there is any. Let's see. This is a multi-pull as well. However, I would recommend moving mobs out of dead speakers, but never too much, and then trying to circle around that a bit when you're dodging rather than just running around. Maybe this is another example. Also utilizing like corruptors here for charging back and forth is a good idea. As you can see, we try to kick, but there might be a lot going on, and most things are getting hit by the dead speakers buff. Trying to stack things up and then just consistent movement. Now I'm trying to stack up with the next thing, whilst also baiting frontals away. And as I was trying to say, with like specific classes as mages or elemental shamans or whatever that has ground effects, it is definitely worth trying to stay in it. So could be another naughty pull here, unless we've done it already. I'm gonna see. Let's pause. Maybe I started with it. Yeah. So we're starting here. Crazy times when I actually played with ITF, so. And I'm moving way too little out of this. They're still gonna get hit unless I'm moving more. Yep, we did. But here there's warriors, so, and there's a lot of cost going on. So it can definitely be worth just moving slightly to reduce the damage you take for a second. Then perhaps going back in. Well, that's it about my opinions about moving and kiting and so forth. Obviously, if you're about to die, you can just leap away and keep on zooming. But there's gonna be a downtime and a bit of a mess happening.